So today I'm here with a new album tutorial. This is a large 8x10 folio style book with all kinds of room for pictures. Really easy to make, so let's get to it. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm excited to share with you a new blank album tutorial. This is an 8x10 folio style book. It is quite large, has a lot of room for pictures, and it actually was really easy to make. So I do have a cutting guide. If you're interested on that, I'll have a link below. It is available on my website, and I'm going to be actually having an exclusive members video decorating this folio. So if you like to see that, make sure to join the channel and enjoy all the extra member content as well. But on this video, we're going to be creating these from start to finish together, and now let's go ahead and take a look. So again, the cover is 8x10, and we have these kind of like closure flap here, which is 8x4, and so we're gonna go ahead and open this up. Now this book is a blank page. There are no magnets here, and you will see some of the pages gonna be a little bit wobbly because we still need to add magnets, add paper, and add pictures. And after you add all of that, your book is gonna feel really full and chunky. So I wanted to make sure to have enough room for all of that. So all of that is accounted for here on the book. But yeah, so we have two different sections. On this first section here, this opens to the side. Now you're gonna see a lot of large layouts on this book because I'm making this for a school album. I have all kinds of large prints, 5x7s, 8x10s that you probably need to crop a little bit. But I think the layout works really well for school and also like a wedding book if you have, again, large pictures to accommodate any vacation, any occasion really. But yeah, so this opens up like that, and it opens up here again, and now this side page comes out, and we have kind of like a secret belly band going behind this first section. And now this whole thing opens up, so let me move this to the side, and this opens up here as well. So here you can see that other half of that belly band. And now these two sections open. We have two accordion folds. Now I do apologize if it's hard to see with the black on black, but it opens up like that. Once I decorate this book, I will have a full kind of video walkthrough of how it looks after the paper's added. Then over here we have another simple photo mat, and this one goes into this pocket here. So we have two corner pockets and another gatefold page. So I really like this gatefold. They're kind of like majestic in a way, opening to a new section here. And now we have two more accordion folds, so two smaller accordion folds here, and then this section opens up and down. So again, I like having this kind of reveal element if you have large picture here placed on the back. And I imagine each of these sections to be probably like a different grade, like we can put some, you know, like first grade or elementary school pictures. I mean, just kind of have a section for each chapter of this school life. Now I'm gonna put this back in here, and then we're gonna open this down. So back here, just a large area for a picture. And then over here on the center, we have a little sliding, again, kind of like a locking belt. And this slides to the side, and then this opens and opens. And then again, it opens and opens here. And then we're just going to close all of that. And then this will slide back here on the center. And then this whole thing opens up like that. So again, lots of room for large pictures. Then we're going to close and close all of these here, and we have our insert that just kind of opens up and goes behind the belly bands to close all of these. And now let's move on to the other side. Over here I kind of have the same feature going on. So over here we have another kind of like a little insert that goes behind these two belly bands. Now I made this into, I wanted this to kind of look like an envelope and open up like that, but you can make a full page like I did there and just kind of have that hanging here from this belly band here. Now once we take that out, this belly band opens up and down. You can see here the other side of the belly band that you can also use to add some photo mats in there. And this opens down here. Now over here we have another gatefold page, but here we have first an accordion fold on each side, and then these two just pull out and open everything like that. Then this opens up and we have again place for a 5x7, place for a large picture, and then this opens, large layout here. This opens, and I love symmetry, so you will see that a lot here throughout this book. And places for pictures, then this opens up. I have a pocket here because I know school days, there's report cards, drawings, things like that, or if you're doing this for a wedding, you can put in here some cards that you get, or you know, again, place to store some memorabilia here. And we have the same on this side pocket. This closes up, and then at the center this opens here one more time to reveal a large picture on the back. And all of these closes and closes, we have different openings side to side, and then these closes down, and then these two close. You can see here the other side of that belly band. And now we're just gonna pass this through both of that, and again closing that section there. So that is the book that we are going to be making here together. I hope that you guys enjoy the walkthrough, and I hope that you enjoy making this book with me. Don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe, and let's get to it. Okay guys, so to make this book, we're going to be using some chipboard. I'm going to be using some lightweight cardstock to wrap my chipboard, and the cardstock that I'm using is this 65 pound, 176 grams. I'm using the Recollection brands, but you can use any cardstock on that same weight, and I'm going to be using that cardstock for the entire project here. Now, for my chipboard pieces, like I mentioned, I do have a cutting guide, which I'm going to have a link below, but we are going to be using chipboard. This is medium weight. If you're wondering which chipboard I use, it's always linked on the description box on my Amazon store. You'll find a link to my Amazon store, and I do link a lot of the things that I use, especially chipboard, magnets, tape, you know, all that stuff. So we're going to cut two pieces at 8x10, two pieces at 8x2, and one piece at 8x4. And we're gonna wrap all of these pieces using the cardstock. So I'm just gonna join these together. So let's add a little bit of glue here. That's a lot of glue, but we're just gonna make this long piece. So I'm just gonna place this one here on top, and I'm going to add 4 of these pieces together. I think that should be enough. I'm gonna have to kind of maneuver because I don't have a lot of space here on the table. And let's just add one more piece here and place that right there. Okay, so I have this really long piece. Now we are going to start from left to right with one of the bigger pieces. So this one is going to go first, and then we're going to use a spine piece, then another large piece, and then another spine piece, and finally the 4-inch piece. Now you want to make sure neither one of these gap sections are going to be right where we connected the cardstock, because I want to make sure there's not going to be kind of like a weird opening when we are wrapping this book. So we're just gonna kind of move it a little bit. And again, it's a little bit hard to show you the entire thing here on camera, but I'm gonna try my best. But I'm just gonna use glue for this step. You can also use your double-sided tape to add your pieces. So I'm gonna start with this one here, so that way I can just move these pieces. And I'm gonna add this. This will be the front. Okay, and leave a little space between the pieces and press down. And then we are going to add the next piece. And again, leave a little space between those two. And I am just going to continue here. Let's see. Add the other spine piece. Leave a little space. And then we're going to add the 4-inch piece here. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave a little space here again. Okay, so I'm going to try to move this over and wait for this to dry. Okay, so there we go. Now what I'm going to do is cut some of the extra cardstock on this end. You can't see that end, but I'm just cutting the extra cardstock here. Let's do this so I can have, you just want about 1 inch all the way around. And I am going to, this side is okay, so I'm just gonna cut the corner right here. So you want to take out all the corners and don't cut too close to your chipboard. Make sure there's a little space here so we can fold this. And I'm going to cut this corner right there. Okay, and I have the corners on the other side, so I'm just gonna move that, take out the corner and take out the corner here. Now this side is a little bit too wide. I'll probably just want 1 inch, but I'm gonna work with this. This should be okay. Now we are going to add some of our double-sided tape. So I'm gonna move this up, and we're gonna add the double-sided tape all along here. Okay, so I'm just gonna add this long piece of tape. Let's move this over, and it's a little bit challenging because the book's a little long, but it'll be okay. So I'm just gonna add the tape here, and we are going to start folding this up. I'm gonna start here at the center and fold the cardstock slowly. You don't wanna break your cardstock, crack your cardstock. So I'm just gonna start folding this up, and then slowly start pushing, pressing down. And then once you have this all the way down, we are really going to press now with your tools. Okay, so press down here, and again just press down. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and remove the tape, and I'm also going to add some glue since I have quite a large space here without tape. Okay, and I'm just gonna add my glue, and now we are going to fold and press down, and then you're going to score here on the gap sections. Okay, so press down, score, and score here and score. Okay, so now I'm just gonna do the same on the other side. And so I went ahead and just finished folding the sides, and I just did this with glue because I didn't have enough room. But again, you can use tape or glue for the sides as well. For the longer section, I do recommend using tape because you can't really like hold everything down at the same time, and the glue does take a minute to kind of get set. And so yeah, so now we are going to be protecting the inside of the folio. I'm going to cut these 2 pieces. Maybe we'll use 3, but I'm gonna use 2 for now. And these are going to be 7 3/4 by 11. So I'm just gonna cut these 2, and we're going to bring this back, and we're going to be covering the inside. Now I don't want to start on this edge. I'm going to just cover the spine, and that's okay if this is blank. And same thing with this one. I'm gonna cover starting from this side here, so I can cover all of that. Now I'm going to start with this side over here, and we're just gonna use some glue for this. So I am going to be adding my glue, and then I want to add glue next to the gap openings. Okay, so we're just gonna add glue like that, and make sure that you have a lot of glue all over the outline. And now we are going to place this down. So for this section, I'm going to start on the edge and then just go all the way back. And so we're gonna let this set and dry, and now I'm going to add the other piece over here. So I'm going to add my glue on this piece, and just basically do the same here. I'm going to add glue on the sections next to the gap lines, and maybe some over here as well. And I'm gonna place this one, actually I'm gonna connect it to the other one just like that, and then press. So I'm putting this second piece on top of the end of the other one, just so that way they can overlap and get secure together. Okay, and we're just gonna press down. Now we're going to score along the bending line, so you will kind of see the gaps on the top and bottom where the bending lines are. So we're just gonna score along those lines, and same thing over here. Okay, so I'm just gonna score and score, and I'm gonna let this one dry before I turn it. So we're gonna start on the other side. So I'm just gonna do the same here. Find the bending lines right here and here, and give it a gentle score, and then the second one right like that. Okay, and now we're gonna start folding this up. Now as you fold, you want to press down and really get a definition on the bending line right here. Okay, so we're gonna press down, and then same thing on the second one. Kind of fold and score as you are folding, and try to avoid any air bubbles. I have a little bit of air bubbles here. I think I didn't let this dry all the way, but I'm actually just gonna go ahead and add a little bit more glue and press down. Oh, I think I put too much glue here. And we're just gonna press down right here. And this glue will dry clear, so I'm not too worried about that. And also I'm gonna be gluing another page on top of this. But, okay, so that is going to be that side, and now I'm just going to continue here scoring and folding. Okay, I'm gonna turn this around again, and that way it's easier for me to fold it on this side up. So press down and score, and then press down. There we go. And now again with the next one. And there we go. Okay, so we are done with the base of our book, and now we're gonna be working on the inside section. So I am going to keep these to the side, and just as a little tip to kind of help the chipboard and the cardstock get in place, I'm going to use a little paper clip and just kind of let that shape and not let it open up while I put it here to the side. And now we are going to start with our inside part of the folio. So again, I'm going to be using the black 65-pound cardstock, which is 176 grams. So I'm going to start with one piece. This is going to be 9 3/4 by 7 3/4, and this is going to be the center section here. And we are going to now cut 2 pieces, and these are both going to be 9 3/4, and one of these is going to be by, I'm just going to leave it at 8, actually let's do 8 inches. And the second one we are going to cut at 6. Okay, so 9 3/4 by 8, 9 3/4 by 6, and we are going to score along the 8 inches. I'm going to score at 1 and at 1 3/4. And for the second one, I'm gonna do the same along the 6 inches, 1 and 1 3/4. And we're going to fold along the score lines and fold along the score. Now we're gonna grab the first piece that we cut, and I'm going to place the 8-inch one along the bottom of the page. So I'm just going to use some glue right here and line these up at the bottom. Press down. Let me take this to the side and just press down here. Okay, so line this up. And now we're gonna open these and place the other piece along the top and line these up. Whoops. Just going to line this up here and press down. So we are creating this section that is going to open up, and then this is going to close here on top of that. Now we are going to cut 2 pieces, and these are going to be 2 by 10 3/4. So I'm gonna do 10 3/4 by 2. So I'm gonna cut this one at 4 and at 2, and then we are going to score. And let's bring this out. Let me put this to the side. And we're going to score along the 10 3/4 at 1/2 inch and at 10 1/4. And we're gonna do the same, 1/2 inch, oops, and 10 1/4. And then we are going to fold and fold, and then same thing over here, fold and fold. Now bring back our page, and I'm going to place these 2 inch or each one here. The first one along on the top flap, pretty close to the bottom edge. And so I'm just gonna add my glue and add my glue here and place that. So if I open this up so you can see, I'm just lining this up at the end of that top flap. So press down and press down. Now the second one I am going to place, so we're going to close these, and I'm going to place this piece here, basically where these two will touch. I'm going to put it sideways so I can show you, to make sure to have your gussets perpendicular to your base. Okay, so don't let them go down and flat like they are right now. So we're just going to hold these up and this one down a little bit, and kind of find the position where the gussets are perpendicular. And now I'm going to add the second belly band. These are belly bands. We're going to place this one right here. So if I was to give you a measurement, I think it will be about 1.5 inches from the bottom score line here. Okay, so that's where I'm going to place these. I'm actually going to add a little pencil mark so I know, I remember where I'm gluing these. So I'm just doing a little mark right here, and I'm going to add my glue. Now it's always better to do it a little bit lower, and I just want to make sure that you don't go higher than that, because these two need to connect together. So you're gonna put the other belly band right here. And so when you close this page, this one will go on top, but now you have these belly bands that are going to be a connector. So we're going to add another piece that is going to keep this section locked and closed. Now I also want this to be a hidden feature, so we are going to be adding another piece here on top of that top belly band. So we're going to cut one section at 9 3/4, and then this is going to be by 4.5 that I have here. Okay, so 9 3/4 by about 4.5, and I'm going to glue this piece on that top belly band feature, maybe a little bit higher. So let's add the glue here. Okay, and I'm going to place this one here on top. Okay, so now this whole thing will open, and this is gonna close first, this is gonna close, and you're gonna have again your connecting, but now it's hidden. So that is gonna be the base of this middle section. Now we are going to cut 2 pieces. These are going to be 7.5 by 11, and we're going to score along the 11 inches. Let's put this to the side. We're going to score at 1 3/4, and then I'm going to score at 6.5. Okay, so same for the other one. Is score at 1 3/4 and 6.5, and we're going to fold along the score lines, and then this front one is going to fold up. Okay, so fold the 2 small score lines back, and the one on the side we're gonna fold up. Okay. And so we're going to place these 2 pieces here. So I'm going to open and open, and then these are going to go one on each side like that. Okay, so let's add some glue and place this piece right here, and I'm going to fold or press down, and then add the other one on the other side. Okay, so now we're just gonna place this one on the other side, make sure they're aligned together and even here, and then I'm just going to press down. Okay, so we also have those gussets over on this side here, and these are going to open to the side and then press down. So now we are going to cut 2 more pieces. These are going to be 10, also by 7.5, and we are going to score these 2 pieces along the 10 inches. We are going to score at half and at 1. Okay, so half and 1, and for the second one also we're going to score at half and 1, and then fold. And so we're gonna fold along the score lines and fold along the score lines. Now before I glue those to my book, I'm going to be cutting 2 more pieces, and these are going to be 5.5. So I'm just gonna cut these here by 8. Okay, so we're gonna do 8 by 5.5, 8 by 5.5, and then we're going to score along the 8 inches at half an inch. Okay, and same thing for this other one, half an inch. Okay, so fold along the score lines, and so we are going to be adding this piece here along the top. So you want to make sure you have your score lines. One is gonna go, your score lines are gonna be on the right, and then we're going to add these right at the center here. Okay, and press down. I'm actually gonna move this more over to the left and press down. And I'm trying to do large layouts for this book. I have 5 by 7, and then the biggest ones that I can, because I'm going to be decorating these into a school album since school is starting soon, believe it or not. And also I need to really catch up with my school scrapbooks and pictures for my girls before they all graduate. And so that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be decorating video exclusive for my channel members, so if you would like to join, that would be really fun. But now we're gonna bring these over here. I'm gonna open these sides and we're gonna add each one. So you're gonna glue the first 1/2 inch section, and now when you add these, make sure that your openings are up. So one is gonna be on the right, one is gonna be on the left. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add my glue and place this one. Okay, so one on each side. So press down and then open this up and then just press down over here. Try not to get any air bubbles. And then we're going to do the other and place the other one on the other side. And so you want to go close to the bending line, but also make sure that this page can still fold on top. So just a little bit left or right in this case to the bending line. And then so press down and open this up and press down. Okay, so now we have this panel over here and this one, and as you notice, I put another 1/2 inch gusset from the bottom base, and then these two come on top, and then all of these will close up. So now I'm going to cut, or we're going to cut 2 pieces, and now we're just going to cut these at 8.5 by 7.5. Okay, so again, I'm going to do 2 8.5 by 7.5, and then for these ones we are going to score at 1/2 inch along along the 8.5. Okay, so 1/2 inch along the 8.5, and then just fold and fold these 2 pieces here. Now we are going to cut 2 more pieces, and these are going to be 9 by 4. Let's do 4.25. And 9 by 4.25. And then we're going to score along the 4.25. We're going to do 1/2 inch, and along the 9 we're going to do 1/2 and 8.5, and same for the second one, 1/2 and 8.5, and then I'm going to do 1/2 inch here. Now these are going to be pockets, so I'm going to we're going to cut the corners, and same thing over, and then we're just going to fold along the score lines. I'm gonna fold and fold, and same on over here. Okay, and we're going to be doing this on steps, so I'm just going to bring back my pages. Now same thing for these ones, we're doing kind of like side to side, so make sure that your score line, one is on the left and one is on the right before we glue our pockets. Okay, and now I'm just going to add my glue and place one on each side. Okay, so press down, and let's do this again. Add my glue, and place this down. Press down and press down. Okay, so we have those two. Now we're going to cut two pieces at 8 by 5.5. So 8 by 5.5. And we're going to score at 1/2 inch along the 5.5. Okay, so 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. And now we're going to fold and place these two along the top here. Okay, and let's add the glue and place this right up here. Press down, and same thing over here. Add my glue, place this on top, and press down. There we go. So now we're gonna bring our book or our page back and open, and we're going to add now one again on each side. And so we're just gonna add the glue, and I'm going to place this a little bit to the left again to make sure that we have enough room to fold this piece, and just press down, open that up, and add my glue and place the other one right here. And then finally for this side, we're just gonna cut one more piece, and this is going to be 9 by 8, and we are going to score along the 8 inches at 1/2 inch. Okay, so we're just gonna score and then fold along the score line, and we are going to bring back our page. I didn't even close this, so we're gonna bring this back, and then we're gonna add this piece here right at the center, and we're just gonna add our glue and line this up along the top. Okay, so you want to give a little space to the top, and then just press down, and then open that up and press down here. So now you have all of this area for a large picture. Same thing here on top. Then this is gonna close. We have a pocket, then this will close. Again, this opens, we have a little pocket. Then we have this closure, another flap here, closure and flap, and then we have the two gatefold closure here, and then we're gonna close and close. And now, as we know, we have that belly band. So for that belly band, I'm just gonna make page here, and this is going to be 8 3/4. Let's do 9. Let's do 9, and we're gonna leave this at 8.5, but I'm going to measure here the top of my belly band, and I'm going to measure all the way down, because that's how long I want these to be. So it's about 6 inches here for me. So I am going to score this piece along the 8.5. I'm going to just score these at 5.5. Okay, so let's do 5.5, and then we're going to fold over here. Now I'm going to place these, and I'm folding these so it looks first like a little envelope, so you can add another flap here, but also I want when this comes in to kind of just hang in here. I don't want this piece to continue sliding down. So this is gonna lock all of this in place. Now on this top flap you can add a couple magnets so it magnetizes to these center belly bands, and then there you go. So that is gonna be this side here. Yeah, do make sure that this goes through both of the pieces right there. Now let's bring back our folio base and we are just going to glue this whole section to the center of our folio. So I'm just gonna turn this to the back, and we're gonna add a lot of glue here. Okay, and then we're just gonna place this piece back right in there, so make sure it's center, and we're probably gonna have to open all of these to be able to have so many layers here to be able to press down. Okay, so you can even open that and just press down. So all of that is going to be our first section here on this book, and now we're gonna be working on the other side.